therapist with Cleveland Metropolitan School District, and I have with me my niece and nephew,
Kylie and Colton.
Kylie and Colton today are gonna help us with our activity. But first I wanna set it up, okay? So we have a new month. We just started a new month. It's the first Friday of the month today. Today, what is the month? Do you guys know what month it is?
August.
It is August of 2020. And so to count the days of the week, to figure out which day it is today, I have them listed at the top. So the first day of the week is Sunday, and then next is Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So if today is the first Friday of the month, that means today is Friday, August 7th. So that gives us a little calendar for us. And if you'll notice, next week we have something big and special we're gonna try to do next week. We're gonna try to have everybody do one random act of kindness at least during this next week, which we're calling Kindness Week. So each of our activities today will be one day of the week, and we'll have one different activity you can do to help spread some kindness in your family or in your community. So, for the first day of the week, Sunday, which will be August 9th, we are going to do kindness rocks. And so these kindness rocks, we have a couple of examples. They're small little rocks you can find outside. I found our rocks in our backyard, and that you paint with different kind messages on them, and you leave them outside for your neighbors or other people in your community to find, and that will help them make them feel good when they find them. If you want to know a little bit more about these kindness rocks, this all started with this, you can follow this hashtag on social media called the Kindness Rocks Project. All right, so if you want to know a little bit more, you can have your parents help you look on social media and look this up to find a little bit more about this project. But we're gonna go ahead and get started painting some kindness rocks, okay guys?
Yeah.
Alrighty, so the things that you'll need to paint these kindness rocks first are smooth rocks. I found all of these rocks in my backyard, but you might be able to find them at the park or outside somewhere. You just want to make sure you have permission and you're allowed to pick up the rocks if they're not in your yard. So you want smooth rocks. You'll need some paint. So you want to use some acrylic paint. That's probably the best type of paint to use. We're using these foam brushes today. This helps when you're painting the rocks because it takes a little bit less paint, so it dries a little quicker in between. We're also going to use some Mod Podge to finish them off. So once the message is painted on, you want to add Mod Podge on top to help it stay sealed if it's going to be outside, so that if it's rainy or sunny or windy, the message is sealed on there and doesn't chip off. The last thing that we're going to use to write our messages is just a Sharpie marker. You can use a paint pen if you have it too, but we're just going to use the Sharpie marker here. So to get started, our first step that we already did is to wash the rocks. So these rocks were a little bit muddy. I just put them in the sink, rubbed them like this, and put a little soap on them to get the extra mud off, and they're nice and clean, ready for some paint. So we're gonna give a rock to each Kylie and Colton. Do you care which one?
No.
There we go. And the first thing we're gonna do is just paint the rock. So I painted a couple, they're just solid colors. You could paint them however you like, but you wanna try and paint the front and the back of them if you can. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started painting the front and bottoms of these rocks. So paintbrush, there's a brush for you. So we'll go ahead and get started. You can go ahead, we have the paint poured on this plate here, the colors that they wanted to use. You can see them right here. It's also important to put some paper down. So we have some paper bags that we kind of ripped open and put down to protect the table while we're painting. You might have some newspapers at home where you can do that same sort of thing. So the idea here is you want to paint one side of it first, and then let that dry. And after that side is dry, we'll flip it over and paint the other side. So try and just focus on the top side first. Good. Colton's almost finished painting the top side, so after he's finished with that, we're just gonna have to wait and let the top dry until we can paint the bottom. Sure. Do you want a different brush? Kylie's using 2 different colors for her rocks, so she's using 2 different paint brushes so they don't blend too much. And before we started, we mixed these colors together with the paint. So if you want to create a different color of paint that you don't have, you can always mix them together. And it's easy to kind of stir them around with a brush like this. All right, so we're gonna go ahead after we got our first layer down, we're gonna go ahead and let these dry, and then we'll paint the bottom sides. Alrighty, so we let our rocks dry, and we painted the back side and let that part dry too. So it's time to write our message. And so you can see we have a couple different messages here. This one says, shine bright. This one says, you are loved. And this one just says, be kind. So you can write nice little messages that might make people happy when they read them or see them along their walk, okay? So Kylie, what do you want to write on yours?
Dream.
She wants to write the word dream. Okay, so she's gonna just take this Sharpie, and you wanna be really careful and have an adult close by. We'll start on this side and write D, R, E, A, M. That's great. Do you want to maybe draw a little, you can either draw like a heart or a smiley face or something up there. Nice. Good. So you can use, I have this special kind of Sharpie. It's a brush tip, so it makes it a little bit easier, but you can use a regular Sharpie too. Colton, what do you want to write on yours? You got this? Is that what you decided?
Yeah.
You got this. A little message of encouragement. So if you're writing a message, this rock is kind of small. So I'm gonna write the first letter of each of the words so that he can help him space it out a little bit, and then he'll finish. So you can have an adult help you that way too. So I'm just gonna write Y for the word you, G for the word got, then T for the word this, okay? So he's gonna fill in the rest. And while he does that, I'm gonna help Kylie do the last step, which is the Mod Podge, okay? So this Mod Podge here, it just helps to seal the paint and make it stick. So you can see these rocks actually all already have the Mod Podge on them, so it doesn't change the color or anything, it's a clear coat. But it goes on and it looks kind of white when you're painting it. So just know that that's okay and it will dry. So we're gonna use the same foam type of brush, and we're just gonna kind of paint it right on there. Okay, let's make sure our marker is totally dry before we do it. It looks good, and then you're gonna dip the paint or the brush in the Mod Podge. That's good. You want just a little bit. I didn't give you really that step. So you want to just put a little bit to start, and you do it in thin, small coats. Okay. Good. You want to go over the whole thing. All of the paint, the whole rock is going to get this actually, but we'll just do the top part for now. See how it looks kind of white when it's on there, but it's going to dry clear. So this is perfect. You want to do a very thin little coat. You don't want it to be too thick, or it can smudge, or it doesn't really work as properly. And you might want to do maybe 2 coats or 3 coats of the Mod Podge just to make sure the rock is nice and sealed. That's good. So we'll let that dry and get the back part done and seal up our rocks. But when we're all finished, you can see our little collection we've made here of different encouraging kindness rocks that we're gonna spread. We're gonna put them along maybe places where people would go out for a walk. You don't really want to hide them because you want people to find them. So if you're walking and you see one, you can either pick it up and take it home with you if you feel like it's a message you really need, or you can pick it up and hide it somewhere for somebody else to get that good message. So I really hope you guys like the rest of the kindness activities that we're gonna go through, but I hope you try at least one random act of kindness this week for Kindness Week, okay? Have a good one.
Hi everybody, my name is Miss Marshall and I'm a physical therapist from the Cleveland Metropolitan School District. This week we're talking about kindness and different daily activities that you can do to spread some kindness around your neighborhood. I have Monday and we're going to do a kindness walk with different activities, movement activities in between nice sayings of kindness. Before we start, I'm going to just start off with some stretches to get our body ready before we do our kindness walk. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to stand on one foot and we're going to bring one foot forward, trying to keep our balance and pulling our leg back with our same arm of our same leg and hold it for 20 seconds. Let's count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now, if it's hard to stand on one foot for you, you can hold on to either a tree or a friend or someone like that to help you keep your balance as I lose mine. Okay, let's do it on the other foot. Ready? Let's see if I can get my balance first. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Sometimes when holding that too, it's helpful to look at a spot on the ground to help keep your balance. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to reach forward and touch your toes. Now, I have a really hard time reaching forward to touch my toes, so I'm going to go as far as comfortably as I can. So you're just going to bend forward and try to reach your toes, and we're going to hold it for 20 seconds, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we just stretched our legs, so let's stretch our arms a little bit before we start. So we're going to bring one arm across our body and bring our other arm up and kind of touching our shoulder, squeezing ourselves in to do a nice stretch with our arm. We're going to hold this for 20 seconds. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we're going to switch our arms and bring this one up and across our body while kind of squeezing our other arm in like this, holding it for 20 seconds. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we just stretched our arms and legs, and now we're going to do our first activity on our kindness walk. So right here I have a saying, just smile, and this really cool dude smiling back at us on our sidewalk chalk. The first activity is there's going to be arrows pointing in different directions, and you're going to jump with where the arrows are pointing to. So this one first is forward, then this one goes over to the other side, so you're going to jump like this, and then this one actually goes backwards, jump like this, and then this one's facing this direction, so I'm going to jump and turn my body like this, and then finally we have this one right here. The next activity, or the next saying I should say, is one kind word can change someone's day. With this activity, there's a curvy line that we're going to follow, and we're going to walk on it like we're on a tightrope. So we're going to walk all the way around the line, keeping our heels and toes touching each other, one foot in front of the other. You can keep your arms out at your side, on your hips, wherever you think you can keep your balance the best. And you're going to make it all the way to the finish line. The next saying I have, you are amazing just the way you are. With this next activity, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 circles. And you're going to hop on one foot, but you're going to switch between your left and right with each circle. So I'm going to start with my right foot, then I'm going to go to my left foot for the yellow circles, right foot for the red, left for the yellow, on your sidewalk chalk is today is a great day to have a great day. So with this activity, you can see there's just one blue long straight line. You're actually going to walk this line backwards. So you're going to put one foot and then try to go backwards and keeping your balance. This is really tricky, so if you step off on accident, it's okay just to start over and try to keep your feet nice and straight, walking this blue line. Okay, that's the end of the blue line. Today, be a rainbow in someone else's cloud. And we have a beautiful rainbow just drawn right here. And this is our last activity. So with this, I made a ladder. You can either keep your feet out like this. You can go in and out like this. Or you can do two big jumps like this. Whatever you find easiest, all the way to the end. So we went over all those different obstacles and we're gonna do one big run through from start to finish. Are you guys ready? Let's go. Okay, so we're back at the start. So we're gonna go all the way through without any stops. So just smile. Ready? With the arrows, we're gonna jump with the direction of how the arrows are pointing. Okay, last one. One kind word can change someone's day. And we're gonna follow this line, keeping our feet pointed together, like we're walking a tightrope all the way to the very end. Making sure we don't step off, but if we do, we just put our foot back on. You are amazing just the way you are. So now we're gonna hop on one foot. So right is red, left is yellow, all the way down. And today is a great day to have a great day. And we're gonna walk this blue line backwards, one foot in front of the other, trying to keep our balance and not stepping off. Okay, be a rainbow in someone else's cloud. Last activity, so we're just gonna do two big jumps in each square. All the way down to the end. And a good way to finish it, great job. Thanks guys so much for joining me today. I hope you guys are able to make a kindness walk in your neighborhood. Bye.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Lasley and I'm an intervention specialist at Riverside School, and this is my daughter,
Elle.
Oh, and she's hiding behind a whole stack of books. Today is Tuesday and it's day 3 of your Act of Kindness week. So I have a feeling that your parents over the summer months might have made you clean out your bedroom. Did I make you clean out your bedroom?
Yes.
Yes. And look what she found. She found a whole bunch of books that she has either read or she's just not interested in anymore, and she would like to donate those books. So today's lesson is how you're going to learn where to donate books to, and maybe do a little special surprise to hide inside the book before you donate it. So for today's lesson, you are going to need some markers and some sticky notes, okay? So there are several books that we're going to go through a couple books that Elle wanted to donate that she is really fond of. And the first book that she said she wanted to donate to somebody else so they can read it is called Mrs. Rupee is Loopy. So Elle, what did you like so much about this book?
Because it was funny.
Yeah, so what is something we might want to write a little note about for the next reader? What is something maybe encouraging we could write to them?
I hope you enjoy this funny book.
Yes, because all these series, Miss Ruby and Loopy series, is so funny. It's a very funny book, right? So we might want to write it on a little sticky note. So I hope you enjoy this funny book. And I like to always put like a little smiley face on it, okay? And we can hide it in the book. So we can either hide it in the front cover of the book, or you can hide it within the pages of the book, so it's a special surprise when whoever reads it next gets to that point of the book. So we'll put that in the middle of the book, okay? So that's one book that she wanted to donate. The next one is one of my favorites, and this was one of your favorites when you were a baby, and it's called The Pow Pow Fish. And why was this one of your favorites as a baby?
Because it rhymed a lot.
It does. It rhymes a lot. It goes through a lot of different fish, and it rhymes a lot. So what's a good note that we might want to write for this next reader.
I hope you enjoy this rhyming book.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy this rhyming book. So on your sticky note with your marker, you are going to write something like it says, I hope you enjoy this rhyming book, and put a little smiley face. And we're gonna hide that in this book as well. Where do you want to put it in this book? At the beginning or the end?
Yeah.
The beginning? Okay, so right at the front cover, so when they open it up, they can see the nook. Okay, the next book that she decided she wanted to donate is called The Koala Who Could. And what did you like about this book?
Because I like animals and it's a good animal book.
It's a good animal book, and your sister's favorite animal is a
Koala.
koala bear. Okay, so what is something we can write for the next reader in this book?
If you like animals, then you can read this book.
Yep, and it's a great book. Right. So that's what you're going to write on that one. And we're gonna hide this where you're gonna hide it in the front or in the middle? In the middle, okay. Okay, and it sticks right to the page so it doesn't ruin the book. And then the last book that we're just gonna go over, now you can see this is a little bit a thicker book. So this is a little tougher book, and this is called I Survived the Sinking of the Titanic. So it's a historical book. And what did you like, what might be a little bit tough about this book?
Because it's more pages, it's thicker.
Yeah, so if somebody has a hard time reading, it might be a little bit more difficult to read, right? So what are some words of encouragement you might want to put in this book to somebody that might have a difficult time reading this book?
This is a longer book, so take chapter by chapter.
Yeah, so you might want to read one chapter at a time instead of the whole book at a time, right? So this might say, this is a longer book, so take it chapter by chapter and don't give up. Okay, because it's a really good book, okay? And we probably want to put that at the front of the book so they could see that right away. So we put all these kindness notes inside the books on the sticky paper so that it doesn't ruin the book. Now Ella's going to donate these books and then all of these books as well, and we are going to put them in our school's Little Lending Library, and Riverside is a host of one of the lending libraries. So I'm going to take you to the computer next to show you how to look up where the closest lending library is to you, and then afterwards we're going to take a trip to my school's lending library so you can see what it looks like. See in a little bit. Now, once you're done writing little notes in your books that you're going to donate, you can go on your computer or your phone and go to the Google search bar, and you're going to type in Little Free Library. And you're going to press enter. And you're going to come across the website for Little Free Library, and you're going to click on that link. And you will see what the Little Free Library looks like, and to the right of it you will see where it says map, and you're going to click on the map, and it's going to take you to this source, and you're going to scroll down just a little bit, and you are going to click on the little thing that says zip code. So you can find the Little Free Library that is the closest to your home. And I'm going to type in the zip code of my school, and I'm going to search, and you're going to see all these little red dots show up on the map. And those are the closest Little Free Libraries that are in the area of my school. And I am going to click on this one right here because I know that's my school. So we have a little lending library at Riverside School, and but there are still some other ones at other schools in the area as well. But we are going to go on a little field trip to see what ours at Riverside School looks like. Okay, well, welcome to my building. We're at Riverside School in front of the Little Free Library that we just looked up on the computer. And if we open this Little Free Library, you will see in our library we have some food for the neighborhood to come if they are in need of food, and then we have some books that are ready. So all you have to do is put the books that you want to donate in here, and then make sure you close it up. And the good thing about this is if you would like to take one and borrow one, read it, and then make sure you return it so that somebody else can enjoy it. And don't forget to put those little nice kindness notes inside of them to surprise whoever reads it next. Hope you enjoyed this episode. See you next week.
Hi, am Miss Hatcher from Mary Bethune School, and today I'm working on Wednesday's Random Act of Kindness, which is going to be for our first responders. Our first responders are so important to us all the time, but especially now during this COVID pandemic, that they really have stepped up and have really been true heroes. And so today what we're going to do is we're going to make them little thank you notes using some different types of candy. And so the candies that I've chosen are M&Ms, Hugs and Kisses, Kit Kats, and 100 Grand Bars. And so what you need just to do these are those candies, some construction paper, markers, and tape. And so the first one we'll do is with the M&Ms. And if you have a different saying, you can come up with one. Mine is, you are magnificent and marvelous. So the M and the M. And then all you need to do is take a piece of tape, round it around, and you could tape it right onto the card. Okay, the next one I'm going to do, we're going to say, well, let's use the 100 Grand Bar. And we are going to say, or I'm going to say, you are worth 100 grand. And at the bottom, I'm just going to write thank you. And once again, tape. Back of your bar, and you can put the bar right on top. Okay, the next one, I'm going to do the Kit Kat, and I'm going to say, because you know in Kit Kat they say you deserve a break today, so that's what I'm going to write. You deserve a break today. And then again in the corner, I'm just going to write thank you. Can you have that one? And the last one I'm going to do are Hugs and Kisses. I'm just going to say hugs and kisses for all your hard work. There. And you have them right there. And as you can see, all the different kinds that we made. And then what I would do is I'm going to take all of these and either put them in a box or a bag and take them to my local police station, fire station, hospital, any place that have people who are working so tirelessly for us. Doing random acts of kindness is the theme for this week. And just always remember, be kind.
Hi everyone, my name is Mrs. Nolan. I am an occupational therapist and I work at Riverside and Denison Schools. And today is Thursday's Act of Kindness. I I have my daughter,
Lillian,
and her friend,
Olivia.
and today we are going to write letters to elderly strangers in the hopes of bringing joy and happiness to their lives. I found a website online called Letters of Love. It is a nonprofit organization that collects letters and cards and sends them to seniors all around the world. Some of these seniors may be in senior centers or go to senior centers, live in nursing homes, assisted living facilities, or maybe on hospice. Olivia, go ahead and tell them what we're going to need for this activity.
Okay, so today we're going to need paper, envelopes, and markers and writing utensils.
Some tips for making the cards and letters are: the letters must be handwritten neatly with large print. You should avoid religion and personal views. You should not write the date. You should be thoughtful and kind and creative. Use colorful drawings and positive words. This is a one-way letter exchange, meaning you will not receive a letter back. When you sign your letter, you should sign as anonymous or with your first name only. Do not include your last name or home address or phone number.
Greetings. I hope this letter finds you well. I have been enjoying the hot summer we have been having in our area. I wish we had the heat all year long. I hope the sun is shining brightly on you. You are amazing. Take care. From Anonymous.
Hello, I just wanted to drop a note to tell you how special you are. Keep on smiling. Sincerely, Lillian.
Hello, I hope you are doing well. I hope you have a wonderful day and a fantastic rest of your summer. Best wishes, Olivia.
Alright, so we just finished making our letters. We hope you enjoyed seeing our positive words and pretty pictures that we made. We put our letters into small envelopes, just like the Letters of Love website recommended, and then we will put them in a large envelope with the address, which you can see right here, and it should also show on your screen, as well as the Letters of Love website. So you're going to put the address right in the middle of the envelope, and then we're going to put a stamp on it. In the right hand corner there. And then we're going to take our small envelopes, put it into the large one, and then seal it, and then we will take this to the post office. Now, if you're not able to do the Letters of Love, you can always just write a simple note and draw a picture for an elderly neighbor or family member. That might be easier. And if you're not sure what to say, it doesn't have to be a lot. A few short words and a pretty picture can really go a long way. So, I hope you enjoyed this activity. Let's go on to the next one.
Another kind act we can do is pick up litter or trash in our neighborhoods. Picking up litter or trash in our neighborhood is not only good for our neighbors and our community, but it is also good for the environment. I take daily walks in my neighborhood, and there are a few spots that I notice that have a lot of trash in them. So the girls and I are going today to pick up some of that trash. But before we do that, we are going to need a few things. We are going to need a trash bag, some sturdy gloves, and a pickup stick if you have one. And remember, we want to be safe around the streets when we go for our walk. Alright, so let's get our gloves on and let's go. Alright, we all have our gloves on, so we are going to start picking up some
from our walk in the neighborhood and we picked up some trash to make our neighborhood look a little bit beautiful, more beautiful. We were able to pull out a couple of aluminum cans from the trash bag and put them into the recycle bin, and then we took off our gloves and we put them into the trash bag, and then we put our trash bag into the trash bin. So this is something easy you can do with your family to beautify your neighborhood. It's not only good for the environment, it's good for your community. So I hope this is something that you can do with your family.
Thank you for joining us, everyone. We hope you are able to find time in your day for an act of kindness or two. Oh, and by the way, bye everyone. Take care.
This week we have been talking about acts of kindness, and I thought it would be an awesome way to end the week and make acts of kindness flowers. Here's an example of one of our flowers. This is my niece Brielle, and she's going to help. The materials that we need for the acts of kindness flowers are construction paper, scissors, pencils, glue sticks, markers, heart stencils, and a ruler. We're going to use the ruler to make stems, and this is how we make the stems. First, you need a piece of gray construction paper. Brielle is going to now take the ruler and line it up with the longest edge of the paper, and then draw a line with one of the markers.
Thank you.
This is a great activity for our younger kiddos because it helps them learn how to trace and make straight lines. Now, depending on how many flowers you're going to make, depends on how many lines you want to draw. Right now, Brielle is drawing 2 lines, so she may want to make 2 flowers.
I end up making 3.
All right, so she may decide to make 3 flowers. Now, scissors. Make sure when you're cutting, you have an adult supervising you. And this is a great way for our younger kids in preschool and kindergarten to learn how to use scissors and to cut straight lines. Awesome job. You see how straight her stem is? And we also have some stems that we cut out earlier. Now, if you have extra green construction paper,
Like this.
you use this to make your leaves. I'm going to fold it in half. Make sure your corners are even. If not, that's okay. Fold it in half, press down on your crease. And you're going to fold it in half again. Make sure you press down on your crease. If you open your paper up, you have 4 rectangles. Now, close your paper back.
Take your scissors.
Take your scissors and just cut a half circle along the edge. Not to cut a heart, but to cut a leaf. Here I have 2 leaves. Now you can take one of your leaves and use it as a stencil to make more leaves. Hold it with your hand. If you're right-handed, hold it with your left. If you're left-handed, hold it with your right. I can do it either way. But today I'm right-handed, so I hold my leaf with my left and I trace with my right. Awesome. Now, when you cut your leaves out, like so, Make sure you have an adult helping you. Make sure you don't cut yourself or poke yourself with the scissors. I made 4 leaves. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I can go on and make extra flowers. Now we have hearts to cut out, and we're going to use our heart stencil. I'm going to choose the color yellow, and I'm going to have Brielle trace the heart stencil with a marker so you'll be able to see it, so you can cut it out. And make sure you take your time so it's neat, so you can cut out a perfect heart. Awesome job.
At
Okay.
the end of this.
Now Brielle's going to cut out the heart. Make sure you take your time. And when it comes to choosing colors, choose the brightest colors that you have in your packet construction paper. No black and no brown. We want to keep it bright, and we want to keep the colors lively. Okay, now after she cuts out the heart, she's going to write an act of kindness message on her heart.
I want to think about others.
And make sure when you're writing that you use your best handwriting. So when you give your act of kindness heart to your mom or your dad or grandparents or siblings, they'll be able to read it. Now she's going to take a stem, and I'm going to give her 2 leaves and a glue stick. And now she's going to assemble her act of kindness flower. First, she's going to glue her leaves on the stem. And now she's going to take her act of kindness heart petal and glue it to the top of the stem. Now, each flower has 4 heart petals and 2 leaves.
Next, I choose have good manners.
We wrote some act of kindness hearts out previously.
Next, I choose be nice.
And just a reminder, you can give these to anyone you would like.
Next, I choose be kind.
Okay,
And
well,
at the end, this is what it will look like.
all right, there you have it, an act of kindness flower. We hope you enjoyed our activity, and we hope that you make acts of kindness flowers to give to everyone in your home and neighborhood. Have a good weekend. Bye.
Hi everybody, my name is Mrs. Richardson, or Miss R, from Bolton Elementary School. This whole week we've been talking about kindness, right? All kinds of ways that we can be kind. Painting rocks, taking walks, doing all kinds of special things for special friends. But today, I figured what better way to be kind than to bake cookies for a friend. So guess what we're gonna do today? We're gonna bake snickerdoodles. Now for snickerdoodles, first of all, you wanna make sure that you have an adult with you to make sure that you can bake, all right? And once you have an adult with you, you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Now, while your oven is preheating, we are going to take a cup of butter, which means 2 sticks of butter. We're going to have 1.5 cups of sugar. We're going to have 2 large eggs. We're going to have 2 3/4 cups of flour. We're going to have 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar. We're going to have 1 teaspoon of baking soda. We're going to have 1/4 teaspoon, that's 1/4, of salt. And we're going to have 3 tablespoons of sugar. We're also going to have 3 teaspoons of cinnamon, and we're going to have 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now, to get this party started, I've already started pre-mixing some of my ingredients. So, like I said before, our oven is going to be at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to mix our butter, which needs to be soft. So you want to set your butter out for about 30 minutes ahead of time so it can start to be soft, so that when you get ready to mix, it'll be nice and easy to work with. Then we're going to take 1.5 cups of our sugar. We are going to then take our vanilla, and we're going to mix it all together, and we're going to make it nice and creamy. We're going to then add our eggs. We're going to add 2 eggs. Crack those in a separate container and then pour them in, and then we're going to mix it up again. Now again, I've done all of this ahead of time, and you're going to have a nice yellow mixture, which is very, very creamy. Okay, so after you've done that, then you're going to mix your dry ingredients together. So I am going to take my flour, I'm going to take cream of tartar, I'm going to take my baking soda, and I'm going to take my salt. So I've got my flour, my cream of tartar, I've got my salt, and my baking soda. And I'm just going to take a spoon and just kind of gently mix the dry ingredients together. And then I'm going to take the dry ingredients and I'm going to mix them in with the wet ingredients. The wet ingredients were the egg and the butter and the sugar and the vanilla. Now, after I've poured them in, I've got to blend those together. Okay, so we're mixing the wet and the dry ingredients together on a low speed on your mixer. And you may want to mix that for maybe about 2 minutes or so that it can be thoroughly mixed. Then you got all this good stuff on the beaters. So we don't want to eat raw eggs. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and clean those off and put the excess in your bowl. And then after you put the excess in your bowl, you're going to cover it with plastic wrap, put it in the refrigerator for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then we're going to get ready to shape them and roll them in cinnamon sugar and bake them. All right, now that your dough is refrigerated, it's nice and cool. And another tip, because it's so warm during the summer, you may want to put your pans actually in the refrigerator as well, or in the freezer, just so that your cookies will stay nice and firm when you're scooping. We are going to start to roll our cookies in cinnamon sugar. So I have 3 tablespoons of sugar, and I'm going to take 3 teaspoons of cinnamon. I'm just going to go ahead and mix that up. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stir it up. So now we have our cinnamon sugar that is mixed up, and I'm going to take a nice round tablespoon of the cookie dough and I'm going to roll it in the sugar. So you roll it like you would roll Play-Doh. Okay. And after I've rolled it, I'm going to roll it again in cinnamon sugar. Make sure that the ball is all the way covered, and go ahead and put it on the tray. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to do that with every cookie, and make sure that they are spread nice and far apart so they'll have room to spread in the oven. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to spread them, and then the next thing you know, they'll be in the oven and they are going to be nice and delicious. Okay, so we're going to put these in the oven for about 10 minutes or so. All right, so now that we've made our cookies for 10 minutes, we're going to go ahead and pull them out of the oven. They are going to be a little bit soft, but we're going to remove them right away so they won't stick. And put them on a nice tray so that we can present them to a special friend. Now, one thing that I'm big on is we have to remember to always clean up behind yourselves. Make sure that you practice kindness every day and make it a great day. Bye-bye.
This is CMSD.
I am. Yo soy.
I am Cleveland's public schools.
I was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio.
I'm in the Fulton, Memphis area.
My wife and I and our 3 boys live in Edgewater.
I live in the Lakeshore Collinwood Arts District.
I live in Camps Corner area.
I've lived in the West Park neighborhood for 21 years.
For 5 years.
I've lived in Cleveland all my life.
37 years.
Majority of my life.
All my life.
18 years.
Cleveland's great. I mean, I love that there's always stuff to do. There's so many free things to do with kids.
Best city in the country. I love it. I mean, it's a good city. The school system is awesome.
I think Cleveland schools are making great progress. New things are happening at CMSD, you know, I want to be a part of that.
So the Cleveland Plan was legislation that was put in place in 2012 to be able to transform Cleveland's public schools.
The change in the school district in the last 10 years is one that's focused on high performance, that's focused on providing school choice for families so they can figure out what school is best for them, and moving into a period where we're acknowledging that education needs need to change for our students, for our economy, for our families, and how do we meet families where they are to do that.
The schools offer far more choices. They're more career oriented.
All kids don't learn the same. All kids aren't interested in the same things. I like the fact that we do have those choices.
If your child needs a particular approach or needs in the kind of classroom to help meet their growth, I think the Cleveland Plan is about providing those options too.
I've just been really happy with the preschool here. I'm just so grateful that I found this school and that my child is here.
It's nice. It's very nice to know I can choose what school. I can have my options of going to each building and seeing what is the best choice for my kids.
When I did research, I was looking for the best schools that Cleveland had to offer.
The teachers are great. They work well with us. They constantly keep in communication with us, and that's really the key, is like that we're all involved.
It's nice to walk into a school and have them know who you are.
The structure of the academics is very, very rigorous, and I love it.
I am a 2016 graduate of Cleveland Early College High School on the John Hay campus. choice for me was great because I had the opportunity to really take ownership of my education.
The high school graduation push and the increase is definitely a result of what the district is doing in order for the schools to thrive, because now you have better schools, quality schools, and when you can push that, students see that you care about them. Now they begin to care about their education.
We stand with 117 private colleges that are going to offer every student in the public school system of Cleveland, Ohio, free college tuition.
Say Yes to Education is an initiative in our city which offer wraparound support services to students and their families so that students can be most successful in their K-12 education. Probably the biggest headline of Say Yes is that it's going to offer last dollar tuition scholarships to students to any public 2- or 4-year institution, as well as accredited Pell-eligible career and technical trainings.
Families at this point have no choice to say that, oh, my child, I can't afford college, or I'm not going to send my child to college, because that opportunity is there.
The barriers, the social, economic, demographic, all of the things that especially a lot of urban kids have to endure, which prevents a lot of them from prospering, are definitely minimized.
It's amazing. I couldn't be happier with the way Cleveland is moving up.
We are doing what we set out to do in 2012 with the Cleveland Plan. We are actually seeing results, and that's a great thing. It's an incredible accomplishment. We don't see this kind of growth in the urban district elsewhere in this country.
The children are the future. Anything that we do, we have to plan for them to get a great education, a quality education that is technologically advanced so that they're prepared. And with that preparation, you can't stop us, cannot stop us. So look out every other city, because Cleveland is on their way.